back to my channel. I'm Michelle, in case you don't know. And today I'm going to share with you a crock-pot recipe that I'm making for breakfast. See, here's the thing. Supposedly it's crock October. Only I had no idea. Well, a fellow I was watching a blogger that had it as part of her, hey, come watch me in Crock October. I'm like, what in the world is that? And took me a while to actually find it, but it's actually a group of ladies. I believe it's 30, is it 30 or 31? I don't remember. It's a bunch of them. And it happens that there's probably 4 or 5 that I normally follow that are doing it. And I'm like, oh, cool, I want to do it too. But they didn't invite me, but that's okay. They probably did know I exist, but that's alright. Because I'm going to do it too. But I'm going to do it my way. Only because I can do it my way. So, this is my Crockpot October. Now, don't get too excited. I am not sharing a Crockpot meal every day. Ha ha! Nobody got time for that. Especially me. Especially with the, harvest and gathering up the garden and all that. No, just not gonna happen. But what I am trying to tell you is I plan to share 2 crock-pot meals a week that I do. Today is going to be breakfast, and I'm not sure what the next one's going to be. I haven't decided, because here's the other deal with my crock-pot challenge to myself. I have 3 crock-pots. 3, yes. I had 4, but of course, in the middle of gardening season, my 4th crock-pot died. It was pretty sad. Actually, I'm kind of glad that one is gone. It was the one that I had the most trouble with. It was an electronic fancy one. And it's like, yay, glad that one died. Can I have a boring old one? So anyway, my point is I have had 4 crock-pots and I constantly use them. In fact, in order to do this particular one I'm showing you today, I can't use my normal crock-pot. And I'll show you why later. Because 2 of my crock-pots are full. If I remember, I'll show you what they're full of. Now keep in mind, I have a garden, and right now is like prime harvest time. Like, I'm canning and it's full speed. Pretty much September and like half of October is I'm just canning. You know, don't talk to me, don't. I'm canning. What are you doing? Canning. What are you doing? Canning again. So, anyway, now that I've bored you to death for quite a while, let's get started with what I'm making. What I'm making for you in my crock pot is breakfast casserole. It's kind of a layered idea. And I think of one of the vloggers I was watching did this one, or not this particular one, but she is the one that gave me the inspiration, I guess you could call it. Large Family Love, Tiffany. And she did it, and I thought, oh, because I have hash browns that I need to use up. Perfect. Got lots of eggs. Yay. And I had some leftover meat from the last couple of days that I just wanted to use up, and I have some cheese that needs to get used up. So, add that to the fact that I have some cucumbers from my garden and onions from my garden. That's like, I've got all the ingredients. So, let's get started. And this is going to be my first attempt at talking to you while I cook. Normally I don't do that, but we'll try it this time. And if you hear music instead of my sweet little low voice, you know that it didn't work. And I'm going back to my music. But let's get started.
Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to oil the inside of my crock pot. Now, I've made recipes like this before, and I didn't oil the crock pot. Don't ever do that. In fact, this is probably one of the few recipes that if I had a liner, I would actually use it. Because nothing is more miserable than scrubbing your crock pot. It's terrible. Well, at least it was for me anyway. All right, so you got that done. And now, this recipe tells you to layer. Sorry about that. It tells you to layer everything in here, almost like a lasagna. Got oil all over my hands and it's driving me crazy. And I'm not wearing an apron, so okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer all the ingredients. Hopefully I get it right. And then you pour the egg mixture on top and I'll mix that up with you. Enjoy. So let's get started. Let's do the hash browns first. It's gonna be 2 cups of the hash browns. So that's 1, 2. I'm gonna like fix it so it's like all in there. There we go. Alright. Now, I have 2 different kinds of meat. I have taco meat. I'm going to do that first. And then I have bacon that I'm going to put on later. I made tacos this weekend. We didn't finish it up. And it's not really enough for... I think it's enough for like 2 people. Maybe 3. So it's not enough for all of us. So I'm just going to use it up that way. And then I have the peppers and the onions. Now, I don't have a whole lot of onions. But that's just because my garden onions are outside in the dark and I'm not going out there. Alright. And then you do the cheese. Here's the cheese. I'm supposed to use, I'm not used to using this much cheese. It seems weird to me. But I'm sure it'll be good. Alright. So that's the first layer, and now we're gonna do the second layer. I made this last time. I didn't layer it, I just like threw it all in there. And I'll be interested to see if this is better. Because, I don't know, maybe one big lump. And like all mixed it up isn't as good as layering it. We'll see, I'll have to wait and see what my kids think now. Here's my bacon. This is turkey bacon. I had some left over in the fridge and I cleaned the fridge out and I found it and I was like, huh, let's use that up. Alright. The rest of my peppers. Alright. Okay. Where's my cheese? There's my cheese. I'm typically stingy with cheese, so this seems like overkill for cheese for me, but I'm sure it's delicious, right? Alright, okay. Now I'm going to mix up the eggs. I'll move this out of the way and I'll show you that part. Alright, I cracked a dozen eggs and put them in there. Just a second, I wipe my hands off because it's like I'm totally covered in cheese and it's terrible. Alright, okay, so in with this, I'm going to do, if I don't drop it all, I'm going to do salt, pepper, and then I'm going to put in onion and garlic powder. Mostly because I didn't do a lot of onion in the casserole like I was supposed to, and garlic, we like garlic just about everything. So I'm just gonna sprinkle it in there. I don't have a specific, I just sprinkle. I think if my husband was here, he would be like, dump the whole thing. Not really. He loves garlic. I like it, but I don't like overkill. I think he would be fine if I overkilled it. He just likes garlic. Alright. I'll mix it up. Alright. Now, what it says to do is to pour it over the top of the casserole. So let's do that. Let's just... Seems like there's not enough if I do that. I'm sure it's fine. My paranoia. I'm curious to see how, like, if it drains down. I mean, here, look at that. It's, like, sinking in. Looks kind of neat. I don't remember when I made it last time if it did that. Probably not, because mine was all mixed in, so it would be smaller, obviously. But anyway, I'll put my lid on and then I'll plug it in. A friend of mine gave me this one. I'm not exactly sure why she gave it to me. It's a little bit smaller than what I normally use. I have a larger family, so small ones don't typically work for me. But I've sure gotten my use out of this one. It's so nice. The lid locks right on there. So, alright. There we go. And I will show you where I plug it in, and then I'm going to show you my other crock pots. Alright, so I got my crock pot all plugged up and turned on. And I can't wait to see what it looks like tomorrow. So now I'm going to take you over to my other crock pots so you can see that I'm actually using them and they're very busy. Alright, so you know what you're looking at right here? I have two crock pots, see? This is my tomato sauce. So we picked tomatoes a couple of days ago in the garden. Probably, my days are getting mixed up. I think this was Monday that we did that. And then I usually pick them a little orange, and then I let them ripen up in my house in the garage, and then I cook them up. So they're gonna cook all night. See, they're on high, so they cook the water out. And this crock pot here always cooks so much faster, and then this one is probably gonna be done while I'm sleeping. So that's why I didn't use these crock pots, which is what I normally use to make us a meal in it, because these are making my tomato sauce. And usually what I've been doing is just making regular tomato sauce, and then I'm adding my spices because I usually make pizza sauce out of it. But this time I'm thinking I might just add pizza sauce if I can remember. So anyway, there you go. So I'm actually probably going to use my crock pot almost every day this month. We're pretty close to it anyway, just because with gardening and just trying to get all of my produce and stuff canned up, I use my crock pot quite a bit. I just dump it in there and let it stay warm. I make a lot of soup in the fall. If I had it my way, I'd have soup every day, because I love warm, cozy food when it's cold, and it's definitely cold. It's very cold. It actually froze some yesterday, so yeah. But anyway, my point is I'm not going to share you every time I use my crock pot this month, I'm sorry. My point is I'm not going to share you every time I use my crock pot, because I probably use it a lot, but I don't have specific days I use it, and it's just too hard to keep up with. So anyway, I'm going to do my best to share you a recipe on Tuesday and Saturday. So we'll see how we do. I'm keeping limiting myself to Saturday and Tuesday. So let's see how we do. So anyway, tomorrow I'll take a picture of our crock pot breakfast and let you know how it turned out. See you later. Bye.